Hey there everyone, welcome back to our series AI in Action, Powering Up with Power Automate. In this video, we're going to look at how Copilot in Power Automate is making it easier than ever to build your automations. We'll see how we can build one using natural language and how we can make tweaks and get more information about our flows with Copilot. Let's take a look at how it works. So let's take a look at how we can use Copilot in Power Automate to automate our issue tracking process. If you go to make.powerautomate.com, you'll see Copilot right here on the homepage. We have this text box where we can put in a prompt of what we want to automate and Copilot will go to work. One of the newer things that was just released with Copilot in Power Automate is a conversation-first approach. This means that we can put in a more vague natural language prompt and Copilot can ask follow-up questions to get the information it needs to build the automation. So I could simply say, I want to automate my issue tracking process and select Generate. And Copilot will go to work understanding what I put in and asking me some follow-up questions. So here you see it's recognized that I want to automate my issue tracking process and it's asking what should trigger the automation, even providing some suggestions should it be when a new issue is created or even when an existing issue is updated, and what actions would you like to automate, for example, sending an email notification, updating a database, or creating a task in a project management tool. So this gives us an idea of the information it needs to be able to build the automation, and we just have to provide that. Well, I have this SharePoint list where I track all of my issues, so as soon as a new item is added to this, I want to kick off the information, and then I want to post here into my Teams channel where I have a ticket queue. So I want everyone in this team to get a notification as soon as an issue is added so that they can review and assign themselves if they want to own that issue. So to get this additional information that Copilot needs, I'm going to say the trigger is when a new item is added to our issue tracking SharePoint list. And when it's added, I want to send an adaptive card to our Teams channel, letting them know that there's an issue and someone needs to assign themselves to the issue. So I'll just click that send button to give this additional information to Copilot, and then it will take that, fill in the gaps, and suggest a flow that will do this for us. All right, so here we go. We have the trigger of when a new item is created, and we have the action to post a message in a chat or channel. So now all we have to do is click Next. We'll verify the connectors that it's using here, which is the SharePoint and the Microsoft Teams connector, and we'll have it create the flow. Now this will take us into the new designer experience for Power Automate, and we can either fill in the blanks as we want to by clicking on the triggers or the actions and manually filling those in, or we can use Copilot that we see on the right-hand side of the screen here to ask it questions, describe what we want, and make changes to the flow. For the trigger that I have selected here, I'm going to point to the correct location of our issue tracking list, which is on our quality site, and it's the issue tracker list. And let's take a look at the post a message in a chat or channel action. One of the things that you'll notice right off the bat is the message. It went ahead and auto-populated some information for us based off of what we said we want to do. So it's saying a new issue has been added to the issue tracking list. Please assign yourself to the issue. So that's pretty helpful that it did some of that for us. So we just have to fill in the blanks of the team where this is. So it's our help desk team and the channel that we want to post to, which is the ticket queue. And in this message, I can put in some additional information to pull from the context of the item. So I can use this lightning bolt icon here, and I could say pull in the title, we'll get the description, and then maybe the actual link to the item so that they can click on that and assign themselves and see all the information. One thing I'll do before we save this is we'll rename this because it does put in the full name of the prompt, which is pretty long. So I'm going to call this issue tracking assignment, and we'll save. Now this could be good to go, but one thing that I would like to add here is if we go back to our issue tracking list and we say add a new item, is we have this priority drop down here. And in my process, if this is set to critical, I want this to go to a different channel so that it's escalated faster. So let's go back to our flow in Power Automate, and we'll use Copilot to see if it can help us add this additional logic. So I'll ask it, can you check to see if the priority is critical? And if so, add another message in a different Teams channel. So now you see it's going to work. It took that and it added a condition here. And in the true, we have a different post a message in a channel. And I can simply drag this one up to the false. So if it's not critical, then it should go to the one that we already configured. But now let's take a look at this condition. So it added the condition for us, and we could fill in some of the blanks here. So we can map it with that lightning bolt icon to that priority value. And we can say if it is critical. And we'll take a look in this true statement here in the action that it added. So it looks like it was able to correctly map to the help desk, and it even suggested the ticket queue, but we can change that to this other channel for critical tickets. And it did update the body to say a new critical issue has been added. So we can say, please assign within 2 hours or something like that. And we'll put in the additional details here. So we'll have the title, the description, and the link to the item. All right, so now it's triggered when a new item is added. We had Copilot add in that condition for us, and it's going to 2 different Teams channels depending on the priority. And we can even test this inline by selecting the Test This Flow button here. We'll do a manual test. And we'll go back to our SharePoint list here and we'll add a new item. We'll fill in some information. We'll try that critical status to see if that condition is working. And we'll click save. Now we'll go back to our flow. And now it looks like it's updated and it's completed successfully. So let's go to our team and just make sure that that got posted. And here's our critical tickets team, and there is the information. Now, one thing that I do see off with this is this link isn't clickable. So let's see if Copilot can help us with that. We'll go back to our flow. I'm going to ask it, can you format the link in the message body of the post a message in a chat or channel as a hyperlink with the text view details? So it looks like it updated it, and now if we go to that post a message, there you go, it's a hyperlink. So we can save this, and let's test this again. We'll just test off of that last trigger there that we have that succeeded. All right, we'll go back to our team here, and there you go. We have a clickable link now. It's already looking a lot better thanks to Copilot. And there's other things that we can do with Copilot as well. We can ask it to explain what this flow does, and it gives us a nice explanation of what's going on in this flow, even going into the details of what is happening in the condition. So it's checking to see if the priority of the new item is critical and a message is posted into a Teams channel if it is, otherwise it's posted into another channel. So it just accurately described everything that's going on. This comes in handy when you have very complex flows that you're trying to figure out what's going on, or maybe you inherit a flow from a colleague and you're not exactly sure what's happening and you want to get a better understanding. And another really helpful thing that just landed as well with Copilot and Power Automate is the Automation Center. This gives you a complete rundown of all of the different flows that you have and their statuses, any errors, most common trigger types, and all kinds of great metrics and details. And along with this Automation Center, we have a Copilot to get some quick answers and ask it questions about our flows. So we can ask it things like how many flows ran yesterday, and it can go and look at all of the flow history that we have and come back with an answer of 1 in this case. We can even get more information about errors, like what are the different errors that occurred during the last month, and it will summarize all that for us. So not only do we have Copilot to help us build and edit our flows, we have it here to help manage and get more insights about our flows across our organization. Well, that's all that we had for this video, but make sure to subscribe to the Microsoft Power Platform YouTube channel to be notified when new episodes of AI in Action are released.